All right, it is SNL. Andrew Locker, Cody Stutz with you. We're going to be joined by Frank Ross shortly. He's running a little bit late. Should be about 15 minutes, but we got you covered. He's going to talk about his charity, everything he's got going on. And we will also donate all super chats to the charity as well as a contribution of our own. So if you want to help the cause, it's a good cause. We'll let him get specific on that. We will talk about that. And I actually like not starting with the guest. I like when the guest jumps in.
Yeah.
So we will jump in. Jacob HDAV, aka Austin Jack. Appreciate y'all already.
Thank y'all.
We'll wait for Frank to get those in. But he will be here in a second. I will give him shit about being late because that's just
hey, he's trying to fine tune the special teams for the Houston Texans, man. You know how important May 14th practice is to September, October, and November.
Yeah, and I do want to ask him, about the schedule because we've already gotten some rumors, and it does appear the primetime games. I anticipated 3. There's a couple more than that if you are to believe the schedule leaks that are coming out. And again, Frank Ross going to join us in a sec, 15 minutes. All super chats going to his charity. So be ready. We got you. We got you covered. He's going to be here. We've talked to him.
Yeah. The couple of the rumors have been, we talked about prime times yesterday. You said 3, I said 4. With just some of the rumors out there and some of the conversations, like there's a chance they could go beyond 4 because they're already rumored for 4 right away with 2 rumored Monday Night Footballs, a rumored Sunday Night Football, and a rumored Thursday Night Football. So, of course, we'll have the big schedule release show at 7 o'clock tonight. We'll get started a few minutes before and break down the schedule game by game when it comes out tonight. But, Monday Night Football at home, week 2, Tampa Bay Buccaneers is the rumor. Well, I said yesterday, fun matchup, fun Monday Night Football fun.
Yeah,
I got my fun, baby.
Yeah, and I don't know if Tom Brady is going to call the rumored week 1.
Yep.
Against the Rams, but there's another possibility there. We do anticipate that this is weird. First game of the year is going to be at 3 p.m.
Yeah, that probably hasn't happened.
It's going to be at 3 p.m. And again, these are just leaks. Frank Ross going to join us. We'll ask him his thoughts on the schedule as well. We already got some super chats. We'll get those right when Frank gets here, and 100% of the cause going to his charity, and we will match it as well. You got the Sprite crayon right there?
No, it's Sprite Zero Sugar Chill.
Okay.
It's their cherry flavor. It's the best Sprite.
Okay, gotcha. But yeah, I think the Rams thing is interesting. Nick Caley versus Sean McVay.
Right off the bat, man.
Right off the bat.
As a rumor, that's a. I gotta imagine there's not that many 3 o'clock, 3:05 starts into this Texans schedule in the history of this franchise. So it's kind of a new uncharted territory. And then right away you get a really good offensive team to test the mettle of the defense, a really good offensive coach to test D'Amico Ryans. And for the offense of the Texans, you get a really good, young, talented defensive line. Hey, new offensive line. There you go. Rams week 1. They got 7 or 8 guys they're going to throw at you. And let's see what you could do with that revamped, changed up offensive line.
My favorite matchup is actually the Rams. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing what the Rams do bring and what time that is and everything. It looks like we might have Frank Ross with us. We knew he wouldn't be that late. He's
the man of the hour.
Perfectionist. He's a perfectionist. So we got him. It looks like Frank. How you doing, my friend? We have him on mute at the moment. We'll get you up, Frank.
We got him over there. We'll get him going.
Shout out to Ryan and PR too. I don't know if it's our settings or whatever, but it's the StreamYard. We'll get Frank up. You saw him.
Yeah, we'll get Frank here in a second.
Yeah, we'll get him in a second. We got you covered. But yeah, the Rams is really my favorite matchup. We don't see it very often. I'm a Matthew Stafford guy. I know CJ Stroud loves Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
And you have kind of the McVay element now with Nick Caley. So I very much enjoy that when it comes to the Frank Ross thing. And that's a zero chill Sprite, right? You're not adding the liquid calories, correct?
Yeah, it's a 0.
Okay.
You know I don't drink regular sodas anymore. I used to drink a lot of them, but I don't anymore.
Yeah, you used to drink full liters as your drink.
Well, I used to drink a 3-liter every day.
Yeah, you did.
Which is, I'm not proud of it. It's my history, though.
We're getting the technical stuff taken care of with Frank Ross. Already got the soups in, so we'll get him there.
What do you make of Monday Night Football for the home opener? Another primetime home opener for the Texans, if that's indeed the case.
It's going to be a doubleheader, I'm assuming.
Week 2?
Maybe not week 2. Does it feel like maybe Monday night's going to have more doubleheaders this year? Has that been announced at all?
It does, and they're rumored to be on another Monday Night Football that is supposed to be a doubleheader as well later in the season.
Yeah, I think the state of Monday Night Football games and like the scale of Monday Night Football games is kind of changing because maybe the new ESPN app and all that type of stream got to figure out, but that's what I'm anticipating is the deal there. So yeah,
they're gonna have.
And we got some nice donations for Frank, man. Shout out to y'all. He's there. The late start kind of got the technical stuff figuring that out. So and I know Cody's frantically texting.
I'm just handling it behind the scenes best I can.
Is there anything that we need to do?
No, we're good.
He's right there. I think he's there. He's saying just a minute, I think, though.
He says 1 second.
1 second. There you go.
Okay, Frank's almost ready.
It might be a setting thing. I don't know. They should know. I mean, let's be honest. Like if they've had them do the does Kay Adams use StreamYard?
I mean,
is McAfee using StreamYard?
Casario doesn't have any problems when he goes on McAfee, so
When Kay Adams is looking all cute and talking sweet to Casario, he's good to go.
Oh man, Landry, I have seen a handful of people today with the I believe you would call it a hardo stance. So, it's just the schedule release. Why does everybody get excited?
No, the schedule's awesome, man.
And I've been excited. I couldn't sleep last night. I've been ready to see what the schedule looks like, and
it's a good layout. You get a good grasp of what's going on. When you play teams matters as far as like the layout. So it's a badly laid out schedule can make or break your season.
Yeah,
so serious
about
that.
I think it's the first day I think it's the first day and one of the most fun days to play the win-win loss game when you go through it. All right, let's
go. All right, I think we got Frank.
Frank, you there?
Yeah, you guys got me.
There you go.
Here we go, baby.
The man, the myth, the legend. So Frank, already off the top. And so this is how we're going to do this. We're used to talking to you. And I always joke because we don't have to ask Frank Ross questions because during game week, he walks up to the podium. He's giddy. And he gives us like a 3-minute breakdown of the opposing gunner, the opposing deep snapper, and everything. So with that mindset in mind, let's lay out the charity, everything that goes on with the charity, and what the objective is with this conversation.
Man, thank you for the time. Thanks for allowing me to jump onto your guys' platform. Deviate a little bit away from football, not necessarily a game plan week, but a life game plan. And I appreciate you. And we're good on the technical. We got the mic. Now we're ready to go.
So tell the people about the cuts, the charity that you've had going for 4 years now.
Yeah, and super exciting. Multiple levels to it, but I'll start at birth. We'll start at day one. So, man, I've been cutting hair since high school, since 2006. Little side hobby. Cut my own hair, cut everyone's hair, and my self-titled coach's cuts happened in the locker room. So just cutting teammates, literally cutting my college coach's hair in his office, and have taken that all the way through forever. I cut everybody around me. And basically because I was too cheap to go buy a haircut myself for $17 at John Carroll University. And I said, all right, I'm going to figure out how to do this myself. Take that a few years down the road, get into the NFL. I'm cutting everybody's hair in the locker room. And, man, I really want to put this to good use. have been here helping in the homeless community in Houston, I always thought, man, we could really help shape somebody's day, somebody's life with a nice haircut. And that's a small, kind of servant little service that you're able to provide for somebody. That's easy. I could do that, right? And now it's grown, and it's turned into a full-blown organization where actually Coach Ross Cuts has now become a nonprofit, tax deductible, the whole 501. Like, we're there, and we're growing, and we're doing this year's annual event coming up June 6th, and that's what we're here to talk about.
I'm gonna have to audit you now that you're in the nonprofit business.
Go ahead, man. We're clean. Even though I'm Italian, everything's above boards. All right?
I'm gonna have to look a little bit more into that. I feel a little. No, I'm just kidding. But we already off the top, and we've decided with the super chats, 100% of donations are going to go to the cause, and me and Cody will match it as well. And we got a decent amount here. Jacob wants to ask you a question, and this is a $20 donation towards the cause.
Beautiful, man.
He says, is there anything on the planet that pumps you up more than a game-changing special teams play? Also, have you ever come close to hitting a player during a game against the Kansas City Chiefs? Thank you.
Let's go, man. Let's start this interview up. Let's go. I love it. Hey, thank you for the donation. I'll follow back to that, but let's intervene a little football.
Yeah.
A strong no. There is nothing that gets me more fired up than a big game-changing special teams play. Caveat, it must be in our favor. That way there's no fisticuffs on the sideline. Yeah, it's a thing of beauty. You guys, this. You're not the average spectator of football. You guys are invested. How important the big swings and field position is. So, yeah, I get to do this every day, and I never let the monotony of a punt protection period go to waste. Like, that turns into big moments in the game when you capitalize on them. And you're talking 40-yard coverages. How many times on a 40-yard play from a run from Mixon or a catch from Nico is everybody out of their seats? Everybody. But that's every play when the fourth down steps on the field. So it's big time. No, I've never put my hands back towards anybody, but I'm always ready.
Chris Boyd didn't want to beat you up, is what he's trying to say. Chris, Chris thought you were celebrating with him, right?
Let's address it.
We've never heard you on this. We haven't talked about the Chris Boyd thing. So my wife is kind of a laid back, and her and the daughter will watch the game, and I'm looking down at my laptop. I'm taking notes, and all of a sudden she's like, "What is he doing to Frank Ross?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know what just happened there."
How fun is football? Look at the passion it's bringing out inside of the Locker household. Like, this is why we play the game, right? No, all of the respect in the world to anybody who puts on a helmet in the NFL. When you're on the grass, you're expected, especially if you play in our room, special teams room for the Houston Texans, you're expected. The standard is you bring the juice, you run hot. Like, that's what we do. That was a mistaken celebratory moment, and for maybe just assuming it was a good than a bad, a good thing rather than a bad thing. It was innocent excitement, and unfortunately the capturing of that leads to other things. But man, let us get to that moment again, and we'll figure it out next time. But yeah, I put my hands on guys before in a good way, celebrate. Like, that's how we like to operate.
Sure.
All good.
Get excited. And we're going to put the link up for the donations. HDAV Traveler, $20 donation. He's out there in Austin. He listens to us. He actually came to our draft party in Austin. So he's donating. Zach, he wants to donate to the cause as well. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Another Frank. He says he's got Noel running back to these.
Talk to me.
Do you like Noel as a punt return option?
Yeah, he played a lot in college on special teams.
Is like the word. Yeah. Let me ask you guys: are you excited about the rookie class? Like, every year, it's a new team. Every year, it's hard. Doesn't matter who you play, when you play them. Like the NFL is hard, so it's always the fitting the puzzle piece together. Who's available to you, who's not, you know that. But there always gets to be some new blood, excitement. Jalen Noel, for example, yeah, like hopefully he's a dynamic element for us. But anybody who's back there, and the prospectus is pretty cool. Seeing somebody that can fly with the football in their hands, for sure. Yeah, so I hope that guy's right.
Yeah, we'll see. Do you do you know Matt Campbell? I was talking about how he kind of grew up close to Kaylee, and I know Casario. All you Ohio guys, when y'all start talking football, do you at all know him, or what area did he grow up in relation to some of the guys that you know?
Yeah, Mount Union is the
rival.
They're the antithesis of John Carroll, if that's even a way to say it. But Tom Brokaw spoke as a commencement speaker when I graduated.
Okay.
And I mean, you're talking about a legend of the national news reporting world, talking about a world-class human being. And he gave a pretty good joke to lead off, you know, and he just talking about something as simple as spelling. And if you can't do that, well, that's why you go to Mount Union and everybody loses their mind. One of those like easy jokes there. But yeah, they're obviously, you know, there's a ton of Cecil Shorts.
Yeah.
You know, Mount Union, that's a program. You know, those are the rival types that John Carroll, you know, we played against. They've done an unbelievable job everywhere he's been, Toledo to Iowa State. I've met him one time. I was coaching at John Carroll, and he was running a satellite camp for recruitment. And just he does it the right way, and you can see it in the types of players and coaches that he's brought through his system. So, yeah, that's Northeast Ohio football at its finest for sure.
I'm worried about you. Go ahead.
Frank, you might have got it feels like with the draft class, a lot of times with rookies, yeah, if you don't see a spot for him right away on offense or defense, it kind of is like, oh, well, Frank could do something with that guy. Like we mentioned Jalen Noel, but I think Jalen Smith, Jalen Reed, he's like a heat-seeking missile at safety. I got to imagine that plays pretty well at special teams too.
All right, we got to keep it calm now. I don't want to get too juiced up. It's still phase 2. Yeah, entry-level job for the rookies as you cut your teeth on the O or D position roles. Like, yeah, come on, man. Like, it's a young man's game. We want dudes that they can run fast, they can hit, play with their hair on fire as you're learning speed over space, the pace of the game, the size, the leverage, the tackling posture, like all those things that you can kind of naturally be as a football player as you've trained. And then as you work the hard in and out schematics from D'Amico's side of the ball and Kaylee's side of the ball, like, you know, those are those take more time in honesty. So yeah, every time there's a rookie development opportunity, that's where we get excited, and it's a long season. So everyone's going to contribute, and you might not be ready to play right away on the punt team, but Jamal Hill a year ago, British Brooks started right away, right? He left the season with an injury, but Jamal Hill, watch him covering and holding up in the return game the last 6-8 games of the year, you know? So that's really where you can make your mark early on until you get into the quote unquote starting rotation lineup there. So yeah, we're really excited, and every year is a new piece. So brings the fun to it. Man, I do got to say this with those donations you're bringing in, and here to talk about that and all the things, but I've done this before, and I just have to say thank you. Like, it is such a small cost to go get a haircut, and somebody that's in a really hard spot in life, like probably going to get a haircut and paying $20 is the last thing you're going to do. And, you know, we don't take that for granted. And so thank you to everybody, and thank you to you guys for helping me reach a wider audience base of local Houston community members. That, like, man, you see a guy on the street, you know, panhandling, we see it all the time, and we walk right by it. And, you know, this is a cool hands-on experience that you guys are allowing me to talk about. So thank you.
No problem.
Thank you to everybody donating.
Speaking of the donations, Jeremiah wants to know where you rank in physical strength among special teams coaches in the NFL.
Jeremiah wants to know that.
Yeah, he has a $10 donation to the cause, but he wants to know where are you at when it comes to strength of special teams coaches?
So Jeremiah, this is right here from the heart, Jeremiah. I don't know. I don't care where I rank. I've PR'd twice this week with Coach Eubanks. I've been lifting hard, but I don't care. Doesn't matter who I'm going up against. I'm still going face first. That's all you need to know. All right. That's all you need to know. So
I love that.
Don't turn. I'm not turning, and I'm not like, that's the way to live. So yeah, I appreciate the question.
I'm worried about you, Frank. I saw you got inducted into the Hall of Fame. Congratulations on getting into the John Carroll Hall of Fame. I thought you were about to cry. How long are we going to make that speech though? I'm worried about the length of the speech from Frank Ross, and if they're having a Hall of Fame speech.
No, I appreciate it, and thanks for saying that. I've closed my yearbook. I've closed my yearbook. I'm good, man. I maybe they caught like a little twinge of I'm good. I'm happy. Super big honor. Very cool. Actually had the high school one a year ago. I won't make no leaks on the schedule drop, but I'm not going to be able to make my high school or my college Hall of Fame induction. So it'll be a recorded video. So it'll be much easier to contain the.
I feel bad for the editing guy.
I'll do a self editing. I'll be all right.
You'll get it. Yeah. Who wins a race on a celebration? You or D'Angelo on a blocked extra point in the wild card game?
That is beautiful. He's got me. D'Lo's a 4.37. People don't know that.
I didn't know that. I did not know that.
4.37. He can roll. Don't let his size fool you. The name carries strong, baby. I love that last name on the jersey. I love it. So he can roll. I cannot.
Max is donating $50. He wants to know, can we see some more suplexes like what we saw from Neville Hewitt? He was doing like WWE moves out there. Is that something that you taught? Is that something that you're even maybe against, where you're like, hey, we might need to slow that down a little bit, or are we good with that?
We are good with that. We definitely leaned into that the next day. Off the top ropes. Like, yeah, that is the definition of fun. Going out, cutting it loose, the guys on the field, like, who doesn't want to see that? It gets magnified when it works, all the things. Yeah, we're encouraging flying to the football, hair on fire. Neville Hewitt kind of represents that, in my opinion. So Frank, that was great.
A lot of people saw Neville, probably first as a special teams guy. I think you've had the chance to maybe add a few guys who have sort of that special teams notation, and we haven't heard a lot about him. What could you tell us about Nick Niemann, Braxton Berrios is a former All-Pro on special teams? What can you tell me about a couple of those special teams experts that you guys have been able to add?
Yeah, I'm big into this. My process. Every year, the roster is going to change. That's part of it. So you're always updating, you're always creating new, you're always trying to say, if that's a piece, what could I use that for in the creation of a game plan or roles? We did this a year ago with Del'Shawn Phillips. We played against him from Baltimore the year prior. Oh man, Del'Shawn's a free agent. We did this year. Man, Nick Niemann, that dude is an ass kicker. We watched his whole season's worth of tape to prepare to play against him. You're willing to add that guy? Like, yeah, great. Sign me up. Like, so kicking game players that you've played against and their peers, meaning our current players, know. And then you watch the tape and you watched him fight or a matchup against somebody that really well, your own players. Like, you have a better barometer, not just evaluating a college player and projecting. So when you add those types of players, experience playing against them, it definitely provides some clarity of how it could fit into your system, how they could expand your system, and maybe be able to do something with an EJ Speed or a Nick Niemann or a Berrios or you name it. But that's just the way I try to approach it, and it's always evolving. It's always evolving, it's always changing, and even throughout the 17 weeks. So year to year, we get a chance to add somebody that was a really good player we went against. I'll fight for that, that process all day long. Excited for that.
Frank, we got some more super chats and donations. I want to make sure we get everybody in here. So I don't mean to cut you off, but Sid has a question.
It's going to be a profitable visit. I can see it will be worth your time. I promise.
Let me before we get to Sid, I'll tell everybody, that way they know exactly. It started dollar for dollar in the whole people Venmoing me. Like I texted anybody who I've cut their hair the first year. I said, "Can you give me some money? I'm going to go to cut some homeless guys, hair in the shelter." Super grassroots, right? And was really cool. Great response all throughout my NFL buddies across. I cut basically the whole 2018 through 20 coaches or Colts coaching. I basically cut everybody.
Oh wow!
And it was like Coach Reich, just all of them came through. And I've got pictures where like the offensive QCs, they're like doing their script as I'm like shaping them up, like in the locker room. So
do you think Cody could use some work? I don't know about his mind.
Yeah, Cody. And I mean, I haven't mastered this part of it yet. So like the whole grooming, but I could definitely give you a nice shape up if you need. We got to do that. Let's do that live on let's get an in session live cut going, and we'll talk ball.
Yeah, we got to do something with Cody. I don't know what's going on here.
All right, yeah, Landry's always making fun of my hair.
No, right. but the to now bring it forward, it's grown, and we're providing all the daily essentials that you would think of, the deodorant, toothbrush, toothpaste. That stuff is kind of the bare standard. We're providing. Olive Garden has been great with us, from the Kirby restaurant. They give us a nice discount and things. We're able to provide essentially 2 days worth of meals for the shelter. I think there's going to be about 100 people in the shelter the night that we are going to be there on June 6th. But then we're with every bit of fun. Like a haircut is a low cost thing, and now we take all that and we're providing clothes, socks, underwear. You name it, we're trying to get there. A year ago, it was a smaller group of men, suitcases so they can, or travel backpacks so they can carry their belongings with them on their journey. Different, even if it's a small gift card to a fast food restaurant. Now we're at a point where we're providing, since at the Covenant House this year, there's females. We have nail techs coming in to provide some small manicures. A spa is donating their time for like a mini facial, a little bit of like a massage. Just like, man, what can we do for a community that never has access to this? Make them feel good, make them look good, get them to the top of their game or a step forward towards that. And dollar for dollar, it's all going there now. Man, super thankful to everybody that donating. All right, sorry. I got long-winded.
We're at 434 right now in donations. So we got you covered, and me and Cody are gonna pony up as well.
Yeah, we're gonna kick in too. So
yeah, you're doing your thing. You're doing this is
right,
this is great. People love Frank Ross. They love special teams. Although I will say, Frank, not as good last year as I'm accustomed to. I hold you to a high standard. I don't think the teams met the expectations that I hold Frank Ross special teams to. Is that a fair assessment from me?
Not only is it fair, but it's wanted and welcomed. I've never looked myself harder. We're going to get serious for a second. Never looked myself harder in the mirror following the season. Most teams in the league would take that performance every year. No, it's we want to challenge ourselves to anytime we're on the field to answer the bell and do it with extreme efficiency and positive success, as well as create legitimate impact. So that's the goal. That's the standard. I really don't care like how after a great year, if they pat me on the back, or if a bad year, they kick me. Like our goal is to ace those controllables in the realm of fourth down daily and hope it provides success for the football team on Sundays.
A couple questions for you, Frank.
I want that criticism, Landry. Go ahead.
Sid wants to know Kaimi and some of the elements, maybe some of the issues he's had in higher wind or cold weather. What's kind of I know you've talked a lot about focus and making sure it's repetitive at the kicker spot. What's something for Kaimi and some of those maybe more unique situations he faces?
Yeah, that's when we got to be at our best, our most focused, as you said. There are some small technical things that everybody is willing to work on. I'm excited for where he's at as a kicker in this league. You're always going to be judged on those misses, not necessarily the makes. And so I'm excited for us to get the chance to prove ourselves right in those moments again. It's difficult kicking in the weather, and then when you get spoiled kicking in the AFC South, you see our schedule, like we're kicking in a lot of domes this year, like a lot of nice weather this year. So when you get that, you've got to be prepared. You've got to be ready to handle the elements and those adjustments that you have to make mid-game, mid-kick, mid-lineup and approach. You have to be so accurate with your aiming points, the operation, and then that ball flight. Like if you kick a softball into a wall of wind, you got to punch it more. If it's got a hard draw and you're a draw kicker, you better aim it even further out. So to answer Sid's question directly, always a challenge. Doesn't matter who the kicker. We're talking about Emi right now, but doesn't matter what kicker. If you kick in Buffalo, you just got to do it weekly. Here, you got to do it when it matters the most. And that's the goal. Excited for us to get a chance to do that.
Knuckles wants to know, I know it's early in the offseason process, any special team standouts yet?
Happy to have my boy Tremon Smith back.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Frank Ross signing. That was a Frank. You know who put on a show the other day, Frank, and Cody made fun of me for it.
I brought him to your attention.
For it.
I brought him to your attention.
He just signed with the Jets. I thought Kruger, however the hell you pronounce it. I thought he punted pretty good the other day.
He did. Yeah, he did. He came in here, did a real nice job. You know this. How many kickers are there in the world? Punters, snapper. Like there's not 32. There's maybe 25 across the world, and everybody else is looking. So that goes with the territory.
That's the problem. Yeah. That's why it's so hard. I think kickers get a bad rap because it's like you're not really allowed to struggle. If you miss one kick, everybody thinks you suck right away. So I think kicking's very, very hard.
Yeah, when we're talking in the Landry locker room, what does that say behind your head there?
The locker room. So that's the channel that I started. I started it when I was still at the radio, and then me and Stu started this. We collabed because he had his. We started doing SNL during last season. So
am I allowed to come on this again? Is that allowed? I love this. This is very normal. This is normal for me. This is great.
Yeah,
so
this is great. We love talking to you, man.
Well, thank you. And same this way. So when we're talking about the standards that we hold kickers to, like, just be glad you have one type of thing, because there are some teams that are looking, you know, and that's just sometimes it's an afterthought. And we all remember, what was it, Jacksonville 2023 at home, like 6 inches short, and it bounces in, it bounces out. There's Matt Amendola kicking. So it's a very hard job. It's very thankless job until it goes wrong, right?
Yep.
So
such a Trent with a $100 donation to a good cause. Wow. He wanted to give you a salute. Branson Thomas asks, do you have a memorable haircut that you've given?
True.
$10 donation. Like one that just kind of sticks out to you, maybe a coach or a player. You cut any Hall of Famers hair?
Vinatieri's about to go in, right?
Oh, wow, that's pretty good.
Vinatieri's a good one. I'll give you two from those guys. But Vinatieri would be one of my first big-time guys. I got to give you two here. And I'm going to show my phone. Am I allowed to do that, right?
Yeah, for
show
sure.
my phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Show us your texts with Casario. We want those too. Does he text?
Say that again.
Does Casario text? Is he a texter?
He seems like a voice memo guy.
A voice? No, Also, all forms of communication.
You send like a PowerPoint on a text.
All forms of communication. I just got a text from Everett from PR saying, because I cut Everett's hair in Atlanta. Away game lock. He's easy, but away game, night games, hotel, you got morning time. I always bring the kit, and that's when I get a line out the door.
Do you cut your own hair?
Of course.
That's That seems a
Sound.
little hard. I don't
By
know if I
sound.
would do that.
By sound.
By sound. Okay.
Yeah. So you look in the mirror and then you just take off the same amount.
That's incredible.
And then you look again and then you touch it up. Look again. Line yourself up. Okay. This will be in my barbershop one day.
Okay.
That's my father, Jack, cutting my hair.
Look
Okay.
at that.
Okay. So standard issue Midwest buzz.
So he cut. So that was kind of where it was.
He just me, just dad to son, And then the most memorable cut would be when I got to cut Rocky, my son's hair for the first time.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
That was extremely special for me. And it was in October, I believe. It was before a game. And I got to cut his hair. And that was a cool moment there. Just, I like doing it. Ended up getting the opportunity to cut my son's hair for the first time. That was cool.
That was cool. That's awesome.
All right, couple of quick ones here, Frank. Make sure we get everybody before we got to let you go here. Birdie Boy must have been talking to some birdies. He said you were real excited when the team drafted Jalen Smith. Was he a guy that you really wanted to see on the Texans?
Yeah. Who did he hear that from?
Yeah. You know how those rumors get out there sometimes.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the whole class, guys. I really am. Obviously, when you're looking at specific core 4 special teams player roles, you're looking to identify specific skill sets. Definitely excited for Jalen and what he could potentially bring for us with gunner play and disruption and return game blocking with his speed and play style and aggressiveness, and excited to add him for sure. Absolutely.
Jake makes a joke about a new kicker for me. That's not a real thing.
Yeah.
I'm not advocating for
Fairbairn.
That's not true. That's not true. But Jake was very generous, $50 donation. JB asked a real good question. JB, $25 donation. D'Amico Ryans always talks about a player's why, and they'll mention that during the season. What was your why when you were starting off in special teams coaching back in 2018, and has that why stayed the same?
Really strong question. Here's me post in the garage cutting little Rocco's hair right there. It gets hot in the garage.
Do you have a garage gym? Are you one of those guys? You got the garage gym?
I have some dumbbells, but I got the boxing set up in there. I got the heavy, the speed, the pull-up bar, and the Cobra bag in there. Yeah, I like that. That's where I go. I'll be in there tonight. Probably I'll take some pre-workout. Lad Harris would be mad because I'm taking that probably like at 8:00. Once you get the kids to bed, then you go hit the bag.
The pre-workout.
Never sleep.
The Casario diet.
Yeah. Man, the why is I love being a teacher. My mom was a teacher. I love being a teacher. I love being hands-on, and I wanted to get into coaching ever since I was in high school playing. And to me, being able to convey and distribute information to different people and seeing their success is so incredibly rewarding. Proving to others that I can be the teacher and get them to understand and get that light bulb aha moment, then go play ball with it. That's easily the daily tasks, most rewarding piece. Being a teacher, seeing them perform. Yep.
That's a great answer. I love that. Okay, I got a rapid fire here, Frank. So I know you got to go, and I want the people.
Good. Let's go.
How big of an input do you have in player acquisition? Like when do they kind of talk to you in the process? What Andrew wants to know with his $5 donation.
I think throughout our whole organization, I think it's constant communication. Obviously, Coach and Nick at the top, their daily community. I think they've spoken to that before, but man, James Lipford, everybody that goes, the volume of information that goes into it is absurd. It's absurd. And we put a lot of time in as an organization, whether it's a draft, free agent, midweek pickup, mid-year. And I don't necessarily have a great answer for how much mine goes into it, but when asked, information is provided and then travels up the ladder from there. But just know that there is this constant flow of information, and it's an incredible testament to both Coach and Nick is where they are of absorbing all of that information, taking it in from multiple sources, me being one of them, and then deciding what to do, whatever's best for the Texans. So it is an incredible amount of information they process. It's admirable.
You mentioned Lipford. I call him Scout Good Hair. You can't touch that hair, Frank.
No, but his
you can't touch that hair.
No, but his wife, but Lacey Lipford is a salon and a hairdresser.
That makes sense because that's why he has that wave all the time. Okay, it all makes sense now. Okay,
good Southern flow right there.
Okay, makes sense.
Eric asked for one question or one word to describe head coach D'Amico Ryans.
One word to describe him: leader.
Yeah,
leader of men, but leader. He knows. Coach knows that you got to be a teacher, you got to be a disciplinarian, you have to be a life coach, you have to be all of those things. Humble. He's got it. He's leader.
Good one. It's a good one. Johnny wants to know your confidence level in Dare when he went out for the field goal.
Oh, don't lie.
2 years ago.
When he kicked the field goal against Tampa Bay, you weren't confident.
Even if I wasn't, there was no, we got like it, you can't convert that. So it goes to a field goal no matter what. Kick it. All right, let's go. Like you can't hesitate because the down and distance dictated, like there's no option to go for it.
Yeah.
There was an I don't know in that moment, and it worked out. That's why you probably saw the reaction. Yeah.
Doyle with $100 donation.
Wow, man.
Another donation for $50. How can we donate directly to your cause? We have the info for the folks. We'll tell the people about that after you depart.
CoachRossCuts.com has all the links to Zelle or PayPal. Send a check, email me, whatever it is. Yep.
Sean says, I told my barber about Coach's Cuts and he wants to volunteer. How does he get in touch with you guys? There's an email on the website, right?
Yeah, and that's probably been the biggest response that I've gotten is, and I'll take this one step further, but his coach is barbers that want to participate and help, and what that's going to do is maybe provide opportunities more than just kind of a bigger annual event. And thank you for offering. Reach out. I've had a bunch of, I think they're called DMs on Instagram for people to cut. We're all set for cuts this year. The guys, a bunch of our players, barbers really helped me out with this event. Peyton Polk, Empire Studio owned by Julian Diaz. Those guys have been with me for 3 and 4 years. And some of their associates have been so incredible in our community. But email me if you're a barber and you want to help out at some point. Maybe we can work together. Other events have been great. I would like to say my mom who worked in the inner city school, and she's been a big driver of helping different people throughout her life, has been part of a instill of why this is part of what we're doing and what I'm doing now. And she put a little nugget into my head about, hey, where can we take this? And how cool would be now that we're an official nonprofit and we grow it, how cool would it be if one day we can get enough together and provide some independence to a man or a woman that is on the streets and get them a scholarship to a school and become a barber, or a scholarship to a trade school, which my dad was a trade worker, like he's a plumber and put in hot water heaters for a living. To be able to provide that's the real recipe and end game success. And probably off in the distance, you never know. If some big company wants to come in, but for now, what a cool vision to really grow.
Very cool. All right, a couple more questions. I know we got a special question for you. Izzo, $5 donation. Why don't we see more special teams coaches up for head coaching jobs? And would you ever want to be a head coach, Frank?
I've stayed away from this question, Izzo. Thanks for asking it. But there's no not a hesitation. It's just I'm very focused on winning week 1. I'm very focused on OTAs.
The hardo answer. The hardo answer
that
here.
PR is smiling ear to ear.
But
the
biggest game is the next one.
There you go. But no, but
focus on the task at hand.
I will say, you know, that's my dream. That's part of the dream. Yes. And I do believe there's a unique slot for the special teams coaches to grow that space and grow that role, and we'll see where we can take it. But right now, you know where my focus is.
All right, I think we have this is a special request here, special question from Omar Mazoub. Who's your favorite PR staff that you've worked with? And remember that they are donating when you answer.
Strong play, Omar. Strong play.
So who is it? It's got to be Lindsay, right?
It's Lindsay Fox. There we go.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
There we go. Although Everett, I do get to cut Everett's hair. Omar's hurting in the hair department. So
well, he just donated $250. So
oh my,
maybe you want to change your answer.
No, we're taking him out to eat. We're getting him some pizza. The whole deal. He's the best. He is.
All right. So that puts Frank. We appreciate.
I learned so much from Omar. I love you to death, man.
That puts the donations for this at $890. I will put 200 of my own, so that puts it at $1,090. And Cody will put $5, so that puts it at $1,095. So there you go.
You guys, thank you guys helping out. Look, it's amazing, and you're helping out your fellow Houstonians, and it's hopefully the Covenant House that and we keep moving around, and the Covenant House is somebody we're working with this year. It's 18 to 24-year-old males and females, people that have a chance to get out. Hopefully we can be an inspiration and intervene at a critical juncture age and get them off on, the right track relative to what could be a lifelong wrong track. And hopefully, but all that support is incredible. Thank you to all. Thank you to you guys for allowing me to come on here and talk a little soft spot for the community, and would love to come on. I mean, look, just chopping up for football is incredible, but
love it. I'm
a big fan of you guys, and thank you so very much.
Hey, it doesn't get more hands-on than your charity, man. Like sometimes you're donating to a charity, you're like, what are they really doing? It's a hands-on charity. So we appreciate it. We know the third phase is important. We're looking forward to Texans being #1 in special teams DVOA, the things that us nerds obsess over. So we're looking forward to. I'll tell you, although they aren't doing you any favors with these kickoff rules, man. They keep making you do new stuff in the offseason. You can't get in a routine anymore.
That's okay. We're here to adapt. We're going to make sure we figure out a way to find an edge. As Omar walks in with, I don't know if I'm getting a death stare, if I'm getting, you're the best, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Frank. We appreciate it.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
There you go. That's the man, Frank Ross, here on SNL. Appreciate everyone for the donation. So we broke $1,090 plus Cody's $5. So it's at $1,095. So thanks for your generosity, Cody.
You're short on my contribution. That's fine.
So we broke 1,000. We appreciate y'all.
Yeah, thank y'all. Thank you everybody for donating, coming through for Frank. It is kind of a fun special thing for us, and cool cause for him. And
we like Frank. We like messing with him. Ask him tough questions, but I think it's a good cause. And I think the SNL Houston football community, you guys really helped out and showed out, and it will go right to Frank Ross, 100%. Promise.
I got the link in the description of the video as well. If you want to check out, you want to poke around on the website, or you didn't get a super chat in while Frank was here, you can donate directly there. And if you have somebody that wants to help, or maybe you're donating something that's not money to the cause, they've got the information to get for contacts and all that kind of stuff there on the website as well. So pretty easy to find it and get involved. And again, we really appreciate everybody for helping out. We're going to take care of that and take care of Frank's Coach's Cuts charity, and goes to a great cause. Yeah, much appreciation. Get some rest, ice up, because we got the schedule. We're going to be live. The special stream. This was the normal SNL, but get ready for the special stream. It's coming up at 7:00. We'll be live. Locker room still going on at 10:30. I'm going to try to put together some shtick.
for that. And we appreciate everyone for rolling through. Cody's mad because
I'm not mad.
Your hair got dogged, bro. Your hair got dogged.
What am I supposed to do with my hair?
That wasn't a joke either.
You've always got a criticism and never a solution for my hair. You've always, I go to my hair lady. Well, that's a bad haircut. Well, what should I get next time? You don't ever have an answer. Hey, your hair looks stupid now that you're growing it out. What should I do with it? You don't have an answer. Like, you never have a solution. It's quick for you to point out the problem. What am I supposed to do with it? It's long. It's going gray on the sides. What do you want me to do with it? Shave it all off? You want me to go Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Nah, that's fading, man. That's fading.
So bald?
Nah, that's Olajuwon. That's Olajuwon on the block. That's fading away. You got to keep that. You might be.
Your hair looks stupid when it gets long too. How about that?
It does, but not on the top. On the top, it's all right. It's just on the sides. On the sides, it looks like I have a chili.
Just tell everybody why it looks good. Everybody knows you went to Turkey 2 summers ago. Everybody knows you went to Turkey 2 summers ago.
All right, so get ready for the schedule. We're going to break it down game after game. We're going to throw out the elements. There could be some surprises, and we got you covered. Again, damn near $1,100 raised today for Frank's charity, and we appreciate him for coming through. Thanks to the Texans for letting him come through. The other thing about interviewing Frank, I don't think he doesn't want to be too crazy. You don't want to get too out there, but we'll see how it goes. And we appreciate everyone for rolling through. And yes, I hate the Turkey time zone. I hate all time zones. Thank y'all again.
Yeah. Thanks everybody. Thank you again. And 7:00 when the schedule comes out, we'll get live a few minutes before, kind of set the scene. And then boom, as the schedule gets out here, we'll go through every game with you, talk about the schedule. So 7:00, 6:55-ish to actually, get in there. So set the calendar, set the reminder. And thank you again for all the fantastic donations. We'll get that taken care of and get that to Frank's charity here.
Yes, we will. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Always remember, when it comes to this Texan stuff, we're all in it together.
I'm going to go Google haircuts that fat guys should get so that I have an answer.
Nobody brought up your weight, brother. Nobody brought up your weight, brother.
Well, I got to have something that makes my head look smaller.
No, I don't think your head's big. Just go ahead and hit him with the trademark and get the hell out of here.
Eat good, sleep good, be good. We'll talk Texans with you again at 7:00 for the schedule release.